just encourage the platform for gaming, for whatever, really. But yeah, we are super excited because we are growing in our technology, in our space, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So we've been testing out. Right now, we're streaming over to Rumble. We're also streaming over to Twitch. We're also streaming to YouTube. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. We're just gonna probably do a mid-session kind of thing where we're gonna go ahead and go through some of the defenses for Zira's character, as well as kind of talk about the adventure going forward, what her decisions might be coming up, what she'll have to do, and then yeah, and then just give her a scope of the world of what she needs to be worried about. Let me see something. Cool. Yep, so we're just doing some audio checks real quick and making sure everything sounds good. Let's see, because I know I think it's my headset that's kind of talking. It's not talking to me, headset. Are you talking to me? Yeah, my headset's talking to you.
We will get this figured out, guys.
I know. It's like, I'm like, today we got to set up here. Let me just go ahead and put my face up on the screen so I don't have to hide anymore. Okay, cool. So yeah, a couple things that we were like messing around with. We just set up a new camera and stuff, and we got another camera that we're gonna be setting up for our bigger groups. And then lighting, because the cameras aren't as good as originally. We were using our iPhone, which looks really nice, but I kind of wanted to get away from that. And then so now we have to have better lighting with the camera that we have. So yeah, and so yeah, and then we're also playing around with our screens, trying to get a little organized and cleaner, so it's like things can be read a little bit easier. As you can see us in this nice little box right here. I made it within a couple seconds. Just had fun with it. While my daughter was like sleeping on me, I was like taking a bunch of boxes and just cool. That looks cool.
This is the artist who is able to just throw stuff together. And, yeah.
I'm not an artist. I'm just passionate.
Okay. Yeah. You just happen to be very talented, passionate.
Passionate with apps and programs on the phone. I'm not scrolling. I'm usually on my phone. Like, yeah.
He is.
Not time for that. Let me take a look and see. Yeah, this one we have to clean up a little bit too. I think the colors in it is I shouldn't say the colors, but the line work for some reason is putting off white where it shouldn't be putting off white.
I think that's only in there though.
It could be.
Because if you look at this, it looks a lot better. See?
And
so this is our YouTube stream right here.
Hmm.
It does not look bad at all.
What's the quality at? Click on the quality and stuff and see. I was watching these Avenue Studios. Avenue Studios, there's a couple of people that I will recommend for DC20 people. Go over to Avenue Studios, check them out. Go over to Sorcery and Sword, I believe they are, where he does the monster builds. I'm looking forward to getting to play some of these monsters, but I would be afraid to put a level, it was like one of the high leveled creatures up against my poor wife there. Yeah, it totally destroy it. So until we get like more the subclass, then yeah, which we're getting into. So
let's see. I am not as well.
No, it would be in your viewing, because when you click on it, you're going to go to the setting little thing right there, and then you're going to go to auto, and then it's going to click on it, and we're going to go and bring that up to 480p at the highest quality. Now let's look at it and see how it is.
Shows you how much I actually watch YouTube. With Rosen. Oh wait, no, we're not.
My wife like, oh no, I'm like, Christine, you just have the volume out muted.
It's so true though. Like, I'll be like, I can't hear us. I can't hear us. It's like, is it muted? I know it's not muted. He's like, it's just sound on your computer.
Yeah. And I think our quality isn't.
That's better, yeah.
We'll see what's going on with it. Our quality should be a little bit better, I think.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, maybe I have to look at my output, but we're not going to.
It looks better here than it does on our TV screen here, anyway. Yep. So that's a good thing to know.
So yeah, so this is what we're going to be doing today and stuff. This is what we've been working on. We've been putting a lot of things together. We're super excited to keep going with me and my wife's game, as well as we look forward to when we get our other players. If you ever run a D&D game for TTRPG game and stuff, you know how players can be. So we're not calling anybody out. Hopefully our players aren't watching. Um,
Somebody's watching us.
But yeah, we're gonna be getting our groups together and stuff. A lot of the shenanigans. We also are curious. We're gonna be putting it out there and stuff, and asking what you guys, the viewers, like. We started out originally doing a lot of the animations and stuff, simple animations for our audios, because originally we recorded only audio. We didn't do any video. And then I then put video to it to give it more story to it, or something for you to look at as well as to listen to. So, and then we also cleaned up our audio. We got a lot more mics and stuff, and we got all that together. But I'm curious to kind of hear from you guys, the viewers, what you guys are enjoying and stuff. If you guys enjoy those those videos, if that's what brought you in and stuff, and if we should continue doing those, because I don't mind doing them and stuff. We're getting actually the hang of doing it, and it's not too bad. And just using the right pieces and putting those pieces together. Also, if you guys enjoy us doing this and stuff as well, me and my wife playing together and stuff, and storytelling, I think we kind of really, I enjoy it and stuff. She enjoys it and stuff. I think I get frustrated sometimes when I'm like, I feel like you don't know sometimes what you want to do.
Well, you're having to make decisions on the spot.
On the spot, yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, how many of us really know what we want to do before we know what we're doing?
Yeah. This is why I try to do these sessions where it's like you sit back and you're like, what is it? Where are we going to go with this? Where are you, Zira, going to go? What is your desire? What is your passion? Are you still driven? How do you feel about these characters? So this is what we're kind of going to be doing on this episode.
I know the big picture stuff. It's just the little tiny details.
There are things that you do not know, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly.
And I'm ready to kind of flip the table on you. Yeah, so if you guys enjoy our group plays and stuff where we kind of somewhat animate them, do the Lego figurines, let us know if you like that. Any comments, any feedback, we love to hear, because we are super excited. I don't know if it's much, but it's a lot to us, and we're very appreciative having almost 100 subscribers, and being able to grow in that and stuff. So there's a lot of things we're trying to look into doing. Like I said, one of them, like, we would love to hear your opinion with the group plays. If you're enjoying the Pokemons, if you guys are checking out our Pokemons, we have a lot of other channel stuff that we do and stuff. That was the other thing I probably need to get away from and stuff. Because I say it a lot, and I need to make sure. I've been told that a long time ago, and I still have problems with it. And so, if you guys enjoy, just check out our channel and stuff. The Pokemon, the TTRPGs that we were running just because we wanted to run something while the game is being developed, DC-20. But we've found that we've really kind of enjoyed it. And
you just like playing Pokemon, right?
Yeah, we've kind of figured out. I think it's a growing process to understand it. But yeah, that, and then our group plays, as well as I've been getting into painting more, and then trying to talk a little bit about our gameplays and stuff, and how we run them. It goes back and forth because I go into talking about painting as well as talking about tabletop role-playing games. So those are a couple of things that we do on this channel. If you have comments or anything that you recommend and stuff, then we would love to hear that. You know what I mean? You can always message us here and stuff. So, and we're on all the socials as well. So what?
I said I'm gonna start a counter, an end stuff counter.
Every time I say it, you just eat a chocolate. We have like little chocolates. It helps to. The other night I was like downing them. Huh?
So they're gonna be gone. Well, the other night I had the ice cream.
Yeah.
And you had the chocolate.
Yep.
Which I was not sad about that at all because I like ice cream. So,
yeah.
Well, you know.
And Elisa's your friend, right?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. And it's a fun night for us.
Yeah.
Um, did I say it again?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
That's why I put it down.
Okay.
It's like it's an automatic,
Yeah.
yeah, chocolate eating.
That. So that's something. That's the things that we've been curious in kind of doing, and we've also been like curious to kind of explore the realm of like getting out there in our community and connecting with people. I think I am got somewhat not expired, inspired, uh, inspired by somebody mentioning that like they go to like a place, a bar that has TTRPG. People play on certain nights and stuff, and I was like, oh man, I wish that was something that was in my area, and it's not something. And I was like, I'd be curious. Part of my curiosity comes from getting groups together, getting people enjoying and playing and multiple tables playing all at the same time, as well as like getting with kids and stuff as well, teens and youth and stuff, and trying to get away from the Dungeons and Dragons, realm of it, and going more toward TTRPG. It's just role playing, being able to play as a character in a fantasy world, getting to play a board game somewhat. Isn't I should say board game, but the mechanics and everything, and that mix and stuff. It's just seeing kids communicate and stuff, or seeing people in general just communicate in a different way. My own.
Nothing.
Did I say it? Have I been saying it? Jeez. I like see you stuffed with like chocolates. Gosh, I'm sorry. um, um,
Sorry.
um,
Oh.
so yeah, just being able to. I'm trying to like now I'm like lost. I'm mentally lost. I probably should get off the screen with just you. Go back onto the main screen. But yeah.
No, I think it would be a fantastic opportunity. We'll just start. We'd like to be able to start small. Just do like one game here and there for like
Mhm.
kids. You know?
Yeah, I think so. Because like I said, I feel that's what I'm feeling called and more drawn to do, is run groups and stuff and be able to kind of. I think the time that we're in because there's a lot of homeschool.
Oh
We homeschool. We do a
yeah.
lot of call groups and things and stuff.
Well, and then you
And
used to work at a summer camp too.
and I used to work at a summer camp and running programs and everything.
So yeah.
And then I also doing it back and forth with art as well. So if you
Absolutely.
are out in the Arizona area, you can look us up and maybe we might have something going on. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm very in geared and going into a lot of this running streams and doing all these gameplays and stuff. And so,
Mhm.
um,
Oh yeah. No, yeah, for
it's,
sure. We'll get this locked in. We've got a few other things that we're kind of locking in.
mhm.
But hopefully over the summer we'll be able to launch at least like a test group for some of our homeschooling families that we know. I think we're looking at kind of that tween teen age um, to be able to do a small group gameplay kind of things. I feel like uh, they're going to be more engaged for that longer period of time. As much as our children enjoy playing with DC-20 with dad,
Only DC-20. I was like, do you want to play D&D? Like, they're like, heck no, I don't want to play D&D. I want to play DC-20. Yeah, no,
it's like they know how to play DC-20, but they're not going to have the engagement
I don't
level
know. They
like
call it D&D. They call it Dungeons and Dragons.
it's DC-20.
I know. I play it, yeah, with actions and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't see 3 or 4 of our son sitting and playing for 2-3 hours. Like it's fine with the one-on-one, even with the two of them. Like,
Yep.
but I think yeah, and beyond that, the attention span's not going to be there. So I'm thinking like 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, that's usually the age range.
Range. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So,
still interested in actually playing games, but they can actually sit and engage and learn how to work together.
yep.
So yeah, it's just something we're playing with. Should be a good time. But I think summer would be good.
Summer would be good stuff.
It's too hot to do anything outside. So
yeah, it is. You're pretty much like trapped inside in Arizona. And if your air conditioning goes out, you might as well just dig yourself a grave.
Just go to the local coffee
Either
shop.
that, or I was just like, yeah, just spend way too much time at the coffee shop. That's what I usually do. But I can't. I can't. My kids. I take my kids to the coffee shop, and it's like, okay, we're done here. Let's get going, guys. Pack it up.
Just go find the right coffee shop.
Yep. With a jungle gym. Cool. Let's go ahead and go into our gameplay. Like I said, it's going to be a mid-session thing. We're not going to try to run too much things, but we're going to probably going to collect a lot of information, mainly from my wife.
Yeah.
So
we were gonna update the
her character sheet
character
and
sheet.
stuff. So if you guys are interested in this character sheet, we might have to update this character sheet too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure we will. As we get more information from Coach, we will then
Yep.
update and upgrade our things, and then post that. I believe there should be a link. Oh, there might
Might not be links.
be. I'll have to start putting in links. There's one for the DC-20 PDF, but we'll have to put in a link for the character sheets as well. Didn't you have a stream that you did that had that link?
Possibly.
Character sheets. I can't remember.
Possibly.
That was a while ago. So I'll have to get a link for these character sheets and start putting them in the TDOG videos, so that way if you're interested. I know the Pokemon one I have.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the Pokemon.
When I have all of the character sheets and everything,
yep.
Link in there, but not for the main one. So we'll have to get on that.
Yep. If you're curious about our Pokemon things, we have all our sheets and everything like that. Just watch a lot of our videos and stuff. You can learn how to play, somewhat play. We're still kind of like figuring it out, and that was the whole purpose of it, was figure out how this would work and then continue playing it. I think I might have to write down all the rules and stuff, which don't have the time to do it right now. But I will.
I'm not, honestly, like, yeah, we're figuring out the whole new thing.
Yep.
It's taking what we already have from DC-20 and just kind of molding it so that way it will fit into the configurations and the confines of the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
Which
I think, like, mechanic wise, it goes back and forth. The mechanics of it and stuff was a bit of a challenge, but it's going a little bit better. You know, you just gotta put them down, the mechanics of it, and just play it out. And once you start running into the issues and stuff, then you can start moving things and fixing things. We would try to do that. I tried to do that a little bit before and stuff, but I was like, you know what? Let's just have fun. And let's put a little guy, like, with a gear thing, fixing, like, he's working. So, you know, we're not, like, this is not 100%. We're not solid into it right now. We're fixing this.
Yeah. You guys are learning and building with us, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much so. And then, like I said, the main the main thing for me was, like, story-wise, just getting into that, because I had run so much fantasy. Went from Star Wars to fantasy, and then fantasy all the way. And now having to do Pokemon and just getting into those characters, getting into the world and how things would function, you know, how players. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're hoping, hopefully we'll be able to play with our group next week. I know schedules have been
hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, it's all good. It is what it is.
Thing.
Yep.
The thing with the anime, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's going to an anime convention or something like that. She's going to be promoting that too. Yeah, I'm super excited. Hopefully she brings back some, like, cool things.
Yeah. Anime
conventions, and then there's, like, I think it's Gen Con going on sometime. Is it Gen Con? I forget what it's called, but it's.
There's the Phoenix Con.
Gary Gyga. It's something about like TTRPGs and stuff.
Okay.
Con. But yeah, I'm like, oh, that sounds like fun.
That does actually sound like fun.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about anniversary and stuff and going and doing that. I would never be able to spend so much money on D&D in a castle. I couldn't. I'm like... But I would do, like, it'd be cool to, like, rent out, like, a little cabin and stuff and then run some games. That'd be really cool. Am I saying it? Stop eating all the chocolates. Cheater. Wow. Okay. We never agreed to this and stuff, eating chocolates, and whenever I say it, we never agreed to it. Can you please stop eating these chocolates? I'm like, we need to go get some more chocolates now. I haven't even started yet. Cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna go into. We play DC 20. We do not play D&D and stuff. We used to play D&D, but truth be told, once I start seeing coaches' videos, simplifying like actions, that was the main thing for me, as well as some of the skill challenges. But once I saw that video, I kind of moved. I moved over completely and stuff. And thankfully, my players followed behind. And this was at the time when we were just starting to start recording ourselves audio wise. So you'll hear that transition if you guys listen to our episodes and stuff. But yeah, we play DC 20, and we have 4 actions. I'm gonna watch the chocolates, and we have
Stop eating them.
we have my wife has 4 actions that she gets to spend on her turns during combat.
Here they are, right here. 4 chocolates, 4 actions.
Okay, she can spend 4 actions and stuff to do whatever she wants. She wants to attack. Cool, she can do all that. 4 attacks, awesome. But every single time she takes a attack after the first, she has to take a disadvantage. So basically, she rolls a. I don't have dice right now.
I do.
Thank you. So basically, she rolls 2 dice and takes the lowest one. Okay.
So you got your D20.
Nice D20. Let's zoom in on there. It's the dangerous ones.
Yes. So with my first attack, I can just roll 1 D20, take the flat roll, whatever it is. Okay. If I choose to attack again, I have to roll 2 and take the lower roll. If I choose to attack yet a third time, again, we're going to keep going 3 dice, the lowest roll of the 3.
Yes.
And so on. Now, one thing I could do is I could give myself advantage on my roll. I can use one of my actions to give myself advantage. So I could, if I have an attack, it's 1 action, and I choose to attack again, but I want to get rid of that disadvantage, I can actually give myself advantage, which would cancel it out. And I could even give myself a second advantage, which would give me an advantage on that second roll. 2 dice, the higher number that time.
Yeah, so say if she had an attack, if you had an attack and you're like, I'm going to beef this attack up, I'm going to add a bonus to its damage. Okay, so she has abilities that basically allow maybe bleeding. We'll say bleeding or an additional damage. Yep. So rather than her just doing 1 damage, she's going to do 2 damage and stuff. So she's using ability to power it up, which is like, I don't want to miss. I want to make sure I hit, so I'm going to give myself advantage, 2 advantages just to make sure. Because I want to do actually not just a regular hit, I want to do the best of hits, the brutal hit. Okay, and then it also what I also love about DC 20 is that damage. So we're gonna go into actually the defenses now, and we might as well start going and fixing up your stuff. I probably shouldn't try to draw things and show it because I don't think it's gonna show up on the camera. But basically, and if you guys watch our
camera projection,
I know I actually have it over there. I probably should have hooked it up on here. That's something I need to work on. So if she were to attack, she would attack and she would roll her dice, and that number would go against my defense or my. So I have my. So I have your passive, and I also have a. So this is a new thing that Coach just pulled out, Steph, and I'll try not to go talk about that too much. But basically, it's passive defense and active defense. Okay, so active defense is if she's trying to attack me with a sword and she's swinging, I have somewhat of an agility. I have a lot of speed in me, so my active defense is higher. So I have a defense of, we'll say 13. She swings and she rolls an 11, so that misses me, so it does no damage to me. Awesome, yay! But say if she were to cast like some kind of fireball and it consumes the area right all around me and stuff, I cannot avoid it, so that would be a passive defense. That would go against my passive defense. And say my passive defense is 13 as well. Because say I've taken fire damage before, I've gritted it, I kind of know how it goes. So she blasts that fire at me, and I kind of like sheath up myself, and then I just take the pain and stuff. And I don't take as much, or I don't take as much damage because maybe my clothes or my whatever I'm wearing and stuff kind of takes that, or you know, my skin is like scorched or ready for fire. But yeah, so passive defense has to do with that. So okay, so she has to roll higher to get to hit to make me feel that pain. Okay, so the higher she rolls, the more damage she does. Like I said, that's what I love about DC 20. Every 5, you do an additional more damage. So, yeah, other than that, I think I'm just not done talking about what I love, my love for DC 20 and explaining a little bit. Let's go into defenses, okay? So, part.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
While you're chatting. Okay.
Shame. Cool. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fix up my wife because she originally has been running her defense differently from the original 0.8 of DC 20, and now we're gonna change it up. We're gonna increase the change it to the passive and the active defenses. So right now she has her mystical defense and she has her physical defense. But now it's gonna be, like I said, passive and active.
Mystical is going to be...
What are you told that? So active defense, so it's going to utilize your agility and your intelligence. Okay, so it's 8 plus your combat mastery, plus your agility, plus your intelligence, plus any armor or shield bonus. What's your skill level for your armor?
This is going to be active. Skill level. I am proficient in light armor.
Light armor, okay.
I believe. I don't have my hunter sheet. I don't think it's good enough. But maybe I do have it. Got my book of goodies here. Because I have it. Oh, Ranger. Here we go. Yeah.
She.
Oh, this is history equipment. Masteries, weapons, light shield, and light armor.
Okay, so you have light armor then. Okay, cool. So if you want to, we can go into making a light armor for you as well.
I already have light armor.
You already have light armor?
Oh, but yeah.
I'm curious to try out his new system, and
yeah, that's true. I get to actually build it.
Yeah, you get to build it.
Because I don't think that we had starting equipment. I mean, it's listed.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. That section hasn't been completed yet.
Let me see if I can actually show you guys some of the information that I stole offline. Let me see where I have it at.
Screenshotted.
The problem with having so many, I shouldn't say so many computers, but having so many things, and it's like, what did I save it on? Did I save it on the left? Did I save it on that one?
So it's... Okay, I'll wait to do this because we can all...
No, I want you actually go ahead and go through it, and then I'm going to go ahead and talk about where you have been and then where you're going to get going, okay? And then you can talk to me about what armor that you've gotten yourself. Okay. Let me go ahead and go over toward here, possibly. Hopefully that is good. Awesome. So... the story of the Adventures of Zira. I'm going to go ahead and do a recap because it's our mid-session, and once we get going again, I won't be doing any more recaps. I'll just be focusing on story. Okay? Because I find myself a lot of times when I'm doing these things, I'm like always repeating a lot of things. But originally Zira, she grew up in the Fire Plane, and something happened to her tribe. A bunch of Drow. If you guys have actually seen... are following along in our windmill sessions, a group of Drow came, and Zira, she lived on a precious rock, or they had a precious rock, a part of their tribe, and they're hidden away in the Fire Plane. And the Drow had somehow opened up a portal and entered in through, and they were able to then take this, as well as killing all the people in her tribe. When she returned back from the Lake of Lava, or the Lake of Fire? Lake of Fire. When she turned back from the Lake of Fire, she found the massacre of her family. And with that, she went through a lot of training until finally she was able to make her way onto into Faerun, into the plane of Faerun, and exit from the Fire Plane into the Faerun plane, material plane. I think it would be called. My mind is like fogged for some reason now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the... Yeah.
Yeah.
The main plane.
The main... The one that everybody plays on.
The plane that falls mainly on the plane, the main plane.
Yeah, she's made her way down there. and she has somewhat of a set of a goal and stuff. Is basically to make it down to Menzoberranzan to find the Drow, to kill those Drow that killed her family long ago. Okay, so it's all that she's passionate about. It would seem. On her way, she met up with a friend by the name of Toggle, which actually, let me see if I can pull. Probably should pull some of this stuff up. Hopefully. Okay. There we go. My computer screen. Cool.
Hi. It's just me.
Let's see what we got going on. Let's see. Does that work? Yep, it is. Cool. Okay, so she met Toggle. When she ran into Toggle, it was a kind of a strange interaction. She came upon him and she noticed him mining away, and he seemed like he had been doing it for a while, and he seemed somewhat berserkish. Okay, she kind of came to him very carefully and stuff, and the interaction was very just strong and stuff, and he seemed very crazed. And then come to find out that he was looking for something to heal his father. So they, she convinced him to go with her to help her to make it to Manzabranzan, and he agreed, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They went back to his village, where his father was dead, and he was trying to bring him back to life. But yeah, that did not work out. You had to fight. Yeah. You had to fight Toggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like has this insanity where he gets really big and like tries to kill everything.
Yes.
Which has actually proven to be very helpful in some circumstances. Not so much that first encounter with him.
Yeah.
I had finally healed up from like the first thing. And then he attacked me and I'm like, well.
Yeah, that was a fun interaction. So I usually like to kind of like pit the NPCs that she's friends with against her. I don't know why. No. So she ran into him and stuff. She got information about where she would be going and stuff, and they started traveling down Lager Dive. We'll go ahead and go back into that. So basically, Lager Dive. Let's see if you guys can see it. So this would be on my screen right now. Is somewhat of a Lager Dive. It's just a gigantic pit that goes down and down and down and down. I think she ran over to Zacopus. In the city of Zacopus was a ghost city that she had to go through as well. She ran into a lot of gigantic spiders, and she's gotten poisoned. She had a couple stays in some of these areas right here where there was thankfully rest areas. But it was a descent. She had a lot of exhaustion, a lot of negatives to her rolls. Finally, she had made it down to the mouth of Methdoom, which is at the very bottom of our screen here. And she had to sneak her way through the gates, and yeah, she was successful.
Yes.
So, cool.
Yep, I got that all done. I don't think I made it.
Awesome. Cool. So you got your active defense completed, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, and then your passive defense as well. What is your, first to start off, what is your active defense? So your agility, I'm assuming your agility is pretty good.
Oh yeah, well, my active defense, everything was stacked in favor of that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's at a 16 now. Like I'm pretty.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I'm having trouble hitting you with these weapons.
Yeah, I know. Well, I had my agility and my intelligence had my two highest stats as it was.
Okay, so then.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then plus, I also my swords have the guard ability or stat or whatever you want to call it on it, which gives me a +1 to my PD.
Okay.
I don't know if that's changing with these new stats, but I mean, it does say on their weapon defenses or what.
Oh.
Armor. It doesn't say weapon.
Cool. What weapons?
Bonuses. But the weapons.
Would that go for both?
Yeah, I think so. That's something we might have to actually research.
I think it would go for your agility, your active defense more because I feel like you're using your speed to kind of use your weapons to deflect the attack on you. Compared to I think where passive is where like you're taking a bunch of damage. I think it would go more for your armor probably, a bunch of damage and stuff, and then your armor's taking more of that, or your you know what I mean. So I would assume. I don't know if it goes through this in his informations. So I'll go ahead and read passive defense. So passive defense measures a creature's ability to withstand attacks that cannot be avoided, such as an explosion, shockwaves, or widespread effects. Instead of relying on dodging, fortitude reflects raw endurance, resilience, and sheer force of will to endure the assault. Your PD is equal to 8 plus your combat mastery, might, your charisma. If you are wearing armor or wielding a shield, you also add the respective bonus to your PD. Might represents your physical toughness and endurance, allowing you to absorb and resist the bodily harm. Charisma reflects your inner resolve and commanding presence. Yeah, so I think it does. It'd have to go with your active defense for that weapon. Like I said, coaches, we just made some changes. He just made some changes and stuff to our defense, way we do defenses. And so a lot of rules are going to have to be probably checked through and stuff. I'm sure that, like, when he puts out the, I think it was at 0.9, 9.5.
Well, yeah, 0.9 is the subclasses.
There was
I think 9.5
is going to be the one that
it's gonna change a lot of stuff.
is going to, yeah, possibly we'll see. But yeah, so awesome. Yeah, I would just add that to your active defense. But you're looking it up, trying to figure out this.
Yeah, because I'm looking at, okay, guard is you gain 1 PD while wielding the weapon. So this was before this active defense, passive defense came out. It was strictly physical versus the mystical, right? So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have it that way, I suppose we can do it that way. Okay, so that would just back that down one then. For passive. Okay.
Yes. That's how I'll beat her. With passive. Fire, fire, fire. What?
Well, this is where I basically cannot dodge, right?
Yeah. And, well, actually, no, you're a, darn it, you're a fire gymnastic. Forget that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to drown. I'm gonna try to drown you again. I know that you're not good at that.
Gonna try to drown me again.
Yeah, I think I like trying to drown. We ran a session and stuff. It's not all or anything like that. But I was like, I need to. I read the rules DC 20 for breathing underwater, and I was fascinated by it. I was like, ooh, I need to run a campaign where they or a combat where they have to be underwater.
Yeah, and breath holding abilities are around the might attribute, and that's one of my weakest attributes.
Yep.
So
for every, I think it was every 1 might, that's how
many rounds you can hold your breath.
How many rounds? So basically, it would go to her turn. She would try to swim and escape or fight underwater, and then that would be it. And the next turn comes around, and then she would start suffocating, and then she would have to go through the suffocation conditions.
Yeah, so then I have to roll to actually stay awake, and if I fail my save, then I'm unconscious and drowning essentially. So yeah, I try to avoid large bodies of water.
I don't know why I'm so happy. Yeah. And with that, underneath the Underdark is a big giant pool of water.
That's another thing you say a lot.
An ocean. What?
And with that.
Yeah. It allows me to kind of transition.
Yes.
Don't eat no chocolates for that.
Oh no, your chocolates are gone.
I know, my chocolates are
Your chocolates are gone.
Cool. So your active defense. Your active defense.
Okay, yes. So my active defense is at the 16.
Cool. And then your passive defense is 12.
Yeah, so with the armor, what I did is I put both points in the physical.
Yeah, because I would think that would be a good choice, is just to like look at this and just say, hey, just choose one, whatever, you know what I mean, for now. And then you didn't build an armor, did you? Light armor? You didn't build a light armor?
Well, I did this. I mean,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
So
it's very simple.
yeah, it is very simple. You got
You have 2 points that you get to use. You can put them in either boosting 1 and 1 for active and passive, or you can put 2 points in your active defense, or you can put 2 points in your passive defense. And since my passive defense is weaker, since might and charisma are not my strong suits, I went ahead and just put both of the points for the light armor into that. The heavy armor is where you have a little bit more customization.
yeah.
But I'm not proficient in heavy armor, and I'd rather be sneaky.
You could have also put it in EDR, which is the armor grants you elemental damage reduction. So it's half a elemental.
But that's only for regular hits, correct?
The,
For the EDR.
yeah, just regular hits. I think so. PDR, EDR, PDR.
It's
have to do some reading.
EDR. EDR, I believe, is going to just be for the heavy armor.
No, EDR, right here. Elemental damage reduction.
But you put both points in there.
Yes, you'd have to put both points in there, yeah.
Yeah, which is not worth it for me.
Gotcha. We'll see.
He's going to throw elemental damage at me now.
Well, what I do is, as a DM, I listen to my players and stuff when they're building their characters, and I see their weakest points, and then I'm like...
Which is not fair, because then he throws these monsters at us, but we don't know what their weakest points are.
Well, then you gotta do the... It's another thing I like about EC20.
Yes. You can actually find out about what you're fighting.
You can actually figure out... Yeah, well, I mean, you can do it in DC20, but I think in D&D... But I think this makes it a little bit easier because it's like, this is an action, this is an action, this is an action. But yeah, it's analyze creature or combat insight or investigate.
But you have to actually be successful in your throw.
Yeah,
which,
pretty much. So.
Yeah. There's been times where I'm like, oh yeah, I rolled really well, and you're like, you get like this little tidbit of information that really doesn't do much good. And I'm like, but natural 20. I should know everything that there is to know.
I think it depends on what you go for. So say if you go for analyze creature and you get a success by 5, you get to know the lore, but you have to get this success, you get the lore, but you get somewhat of a story-esque thing about it. It's kind of like player flavor, character flavor, which is not like, it's like, okay, this is cool, but it's not like rule thing. But if you get it by a +5, you get a stat. So I get to tell you either like their health or their defense or their some kind of a stat ability that would be useful for you when you're combating this thing.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know.
Which you're not really like, I
feel like I've tried to use that before and it really has not done much for me. So I mean, I suppose it just kind of depends on what kind of player you are.
Yeah.
I tend to want to hit and kill. So, but you know,
you do a good job of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do a good job.
Some players who, you know, maybe more of the healers.
I think you're right. I think you are more into kind of like, let me hit this person with as much as I got, utilizing everything I got. But then there are some players, like me personally, I would utilize analyze creature because I'm more of a story trope kind of person. You know what I mean? I like to attack, but I also like to kind of puzzle and figure things out all the while in combat. And it reminds me of my brother who plays as a bard and doesn't always play everything. Like doesn't always play the most damage. I think there's a difference between like people who play maybe the most damage and they try to just like I can do this all that. But then there's players that are like more curious to kind of understand and kind of learn in this combat.
He does well with hindering the enemy.
Yeah, he does hinder it in this.
And helping
you guys. You'll hear that in our videos of the windmill and stuff. How much it's called. I'm surprised as I listen back at our recordings and stuff. I was like, wow, how like upset. I shouldn't say that. I don't really get upset, but I'm like, what? And I'm like, or I'm like, this is so like I had all this planned and you guys do all these things I don't expect you to do. Here I'm expecting this beautiful like,
He's good at keeping you on your toes and throwing you for a loop.
Yeah.
He'll just do the most random things, and for for someone who's on his team, it is extremely entertaining.
Yeah.
It's just like, what did you just do? Yes.
Yeah,
You
I
just
know.
turned into a worm. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just did what?
He's willing to do that.
I know.
Like you're
Every
like in
single time.
combat and
Just
he
like
turns into a worm.
magic.
Well, or
Well, I mean, there have been
wild
times.
form, or
Yeah.
he's created his own little
Homebrewed.
homebrewed
Yeah.
like creatures that he can roll to see what he gets, and a lot of them are really fun, and it brings a lot of enjoyment to like myself as the DM,
Yeah.
you know. So
Times where he's transformed into something quite epic, and it totally one-sided the battle for us.
yeah, I know. I kind of like, well, I might as well just take the paper of it, like, oh yeah, I put you guys up against a giant dragon and stuff, or something kind of over the top.
Against a dragon, then he managed to turn into a dragon, so
Yeah,
it worked out quite well in our
do
favor.
that.
But yeah, when you turn into an anteater and you're required to climb up waterfalls, it doesn't always go in our favor.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think he turned into a sloth and I kidnapped him.
yeah, you did. That was actually
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Drove the captor insane.
Yes, he did. I wish I could put it out there. I don't know if I can. We have it recorded and everything, and it was a fun. He likes to tell jokes and talk really slow.
Yeah.
And your mom jokes, and the captain got really mad at him.
Yeah. That was when the audio, we didn't have as good of the microphone, so the audio wasn't as good. And I believe that was still when we were playing D&D, correct? Before we switched to DC-20?
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, so it's a complete different timeline, essentially, from what our group is now. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so like I said, I think earlier and stuff, we were talking about how like if you've been checking out our channel and stuff, seeing what we have to offer, then send us any recommendations and stuff, or any of your thoughts and stuff of what you guys like, what you guys don't like.
Like 4 times.
Well, that's my catchphrase, and I have to say it.
Okay, do a little animation for you.
And stuff. You find a bunch of it, and yeah.
Juice box.
Yep. I've been enjoying that. I've been really enjoying drawing different. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the next story, because then I get to draw a new DM. What my goal is to kind of have a different looking DM for each one of my stories, and I enjoy it. I enjoy getting to mess around with him, and so.
I know I enjoy it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Stuff that he was working on today. We're just sitting there cracking up at the different animations that he was doing. So
yeah.
Hopefully, the next windmill episode will be out
soon. Probably within the next week. Probably will have it finished. So,
awesome.
And then
that's 5, I do believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to be getting ready for our paranoia episode for Alzheimer's disease in, I think it's June, the first Friday of June. Hopefully nobody gets sick. Hopefully nobody gets, all of a sudden they gotta do something, this and that. Hopefully get everybody, because we need our players.
Yeah.
If we don't, then...
Well, we should make sure.
I did, yeah.
Did you put the date?
Yep. It's going to be the first Friday. I messaged it to all of my players. So
okay.
Hopefully we have a game on the first Friday of June. Okay. If you guys don't know, Paranoia is a really fun game and stuff that we've played in the past, and we've really enjoyed it. It was super easy to get into and stuff. It's chaotic.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's not going to be DC-20.
It's like DC-20, and we have a lot of fun with it. So yeah. We're super excited to be doing that. So get ready to check us out. We'll be putting promotion videos out for that, hopefully.
Yeah, it will be a fundraiser video.
Yeah, fundraiser video and stuff. I'm hoping, I wish, and what I want and stuff from our group gameplays is to have more interaction from the audience, so that because I'm always up for when people kind of introduce new things or different things, and so I feel like the Paranoia would be a lot of fun to do that, as well as even our Pokemon World game and stuff, having fun with it. So. We would love to have more interaction, and stuff. So
put that on your calendar, guys. Put that on your calendar.
Yep.
First Friday.
I might just like put a bunch of random things, a list, table, and then say, hey, if you donate, then you can add your choice. Just tell me the number
Yeah.
that you want to add,
Uh-huh.
and I'll
We'll
make
just
a
have
good
you-
list of things. That'd
You
be
can
fun.
just have the chat.
Yeah.
So as friend computer, you know what's going on, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah." So it'll be like the secret messages that we can send friend computer.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
If somebody in the
you
chat
guys
donates and
join-
stuff, we're gonna take your word for it, and then you can then send us the number and stuff. I'll hopefully have a list and figure out how I can get that out to the audience, to the people that are gonna be watching.
you should be able to put it on the chat.
Okay, so I'll put it on the chat and stuff. It'll be a list. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know how much of a list you can put on there.
I mean, you can type whatever you want.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you can type whatever you want. I think that
I don't know. That's not my job. I don't usually fit in the chat. I don't touch the chat. It's too far.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
test pin here.
Yep.
So if I do this, pin message, boom. So you'll be able to have that at the top. You can just like.
But you can't look at it. You guys can't see it. It's gonna be a surprise. If somebody says like number this, I'd be like, ooh, I was hoping somebody would pick that one.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have. I mean, the chat's not up there on our screen, and so if you have this,
yeah,
I'll just give you the laptop because I usually have it off my
That
laptop
works.
here.
That works. I'm super excited now. Super excited. I'm gonna build myself a little wooden box to put over me, so I am friend computer, and I get to have a little computer face.
Well, if you do that, then you won't be able to see your chat.
Yeah, that's right. Cool.
We'll have fun with it.
We'll have a lot of fun with
figure
it.
that out. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that's gonna be a fun event.
I do too.
We might even. I mean, do we want to try to bring in more people or?
I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. We have enough players and stuff. Cool. Yeah, that's something that we're going to be working on soon and stuff. We're also trying to look to see, what we want to go into next and stuff, really. We have a couple recordings. We can probably clean them up and put them as animations, or we can kind of just keep going live. We're testing out our live abilities. It's easier for us to do live shows when it comes to our group channel compared to actually animating, because animating takes a lot of time. It's so simple that I do. Not as great as some of the animators that you see on YouTube, but yeah.
It still takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time. Yeah, it does take a lot of time. I'm kind of like, click. I've been here too long. This is like too many days.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what it's called. And I also have other things to do too. I got my paintings and my shirts and my different things. So, and my kids, and my wife.
Yeah, the afterthought.
Yeah. Cool. So let's move on into the next thing. We have made it into Methdoom. Okay, when you enter into the city, it is it is a mess. It is disgusting, and it is just dark and drab. And you see what appears to be a lot of vagrants, just like kind of like people just sitting on the sides and stuff a little bit. Some people moving around. It is busy. Nobody's somewhat paying attention to, except for maybe one of the fellas that is sitting on the floor and stuff. He's kind of looking at you. Okay. Kwando is with you, and he is carrying the knocked out fella on his shoulders. Okay. Right now, we're going to be running this. We're basically going to be pushing over and figuring out what's going to happen in the story, where Zira's going to go through next, and capturing the idea of what's it going to take for her to get out of Methdoom. Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, we made it. How do I look? Don't worry about him.
You have to go back. You can just leave him there.
He says something about him is not right. I don't know.
He wanted me to leave you.
Of course he did.
I wouldn't let him. We need to go back. We need him. We cannot do that. Do this with just us.
How about this? We go to what we need to take care of. We need to get more of those mushrooms, just in case if it takes us any longer. The moment that these mushrooms run out, then we are in trouble. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
We won't make it very far. He then says, let us take care of that. If I know he is probably on the route, the Drow route. It's a secret path. There is a possibility that I believe Methdoom has a connection to it.
But how would he know about it?
Toggle?
Yeah.
I would assume he's being taken he's taken to men's operation. Either that or he's still the main outpost.
Nice.
And there he is, and he points to the side or whatever, and you can see what appears to be a very nice wall with windows, and it's very well decorated, and it's armored up very well. It appears to be where the outpost of the Drow connects to the main wall of the of the city of Mithdoom. Okay, he's either in there, which he probably isn't now, or they've already taken him down the line.
Gotta find him. I mean, it's become another.
What if we just get a drink and not stand out here? I think we're starting to grab attention. He kind of looks around and stuff, and some of the people kind of are looking and hearing you guys having this conversation. You can hear some of the conversations that are having, and you can hear as people are, as some of these creatures are walking by. Like I said, they're more of a white, pale white kind of color. You guys are somewhat similar looking. I think Kwando looks more like a fish-esque looking version of this. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a gnome kind of ish thing.
He then gives you the paper that that fella had given to where to meet him for.
Yeah.
Because he paid you for the mushrooms.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. I'm gonna look at the paper.
Yep. You follow down the road. You're following this path, and then you can hear. So basically, the way that this place is built is that there's these stone. I'm never good at describing places. It's too much description all at once. Too many descriptions. These are the people that DM, and they kind of go through and they're like the grand all this and this and this, and my mind is like, right. Cool. Yeah, just ahead of you, you can see what appears to be like lots of stones and stuff, and just broken and cracked and everything, and it is covered in muck. You can see what appears to be some of the people that live there and stuff are kind of askewed, and they look kind of adrift a little bit, like they're somewhat in a sleep. I wouldn't say that all the people are like that. There's a mixture value-wise and stuff. Some of them are richer, some of them are poorer, it looks like. And then you hear this thundering noise, okay? It's kind of like a gigantic road that shoots straight. And then just ahead of you, you can see like a lot of intersections and a gigantic tomb, probably about the size of 30 to 40 feet, sliding through, okay? And it appears to have like somewhat of a skeleton-esque, but stone faces that are carved into it, and it glides. You can hear it. It makes a loud noise as it glides through one of these gigantic intersections, probably about maybe like 400 to 500 feet away from you guys, crossing through.
I'm just like stare at it.
Yes. And it slides through. You can see it crossing through, and then crossing into a gaping entrance and stuff to the side of this. I don't know what you call it, like a gigantic cave dwelling. Like, it is massive. Like I said before, getting through Methdoom will take you not just a half of a day, but it will take you a couple days. Okay. So you guys drift your guys' way over toward where this fella had put the map on for you guys. Okay. You reach what appears to be a kind of like a wooden door. Okay, you see what appears to be markings all over the walls in front of his house. You would think. Okay.
What are we gonna do? Guide. Guide.
He'll wake up soon.
Exactly. What's the plan?
Well, I'm hoping to find some rest for a little bit. Do you have any gold on you?
I do.
Maybe you can pay him for now for a place to stay. Hopefully he has it. And then we'll figure out what we can do with for talking.
Gotcha. Perfect.
The door cracks open and it opens quickly. And the fellow that you had talked to originally looks up at you and he says, "Perfect timing. Come on in." And he waves you guys in. Okay?
Get in there. I'm just gonna shove Kwando.
Kwando
Not really.
enters in and stuff.
Yeah.
Kwando enters in, you enter in and stuff. It appears to be like what appears like a stone-esque house and stuff. It has like moss growing in all the kind of places, and lighting for it is somewhat of a weird, just a bubbly, glowing orbs and stuff. I should say orbs, like
lava lamps.
Yeah, somewhat like lava lamps, but
Phosphorescent.
yeah, like gelatin kind of stuff that are here, there and stuff. Okay,
Gelatinous cubes.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Let me actually make him. Let's do this and this. Okay. Maps. Maps. Cool. Awesome. He kind of looks at you and he says, "Make yourself comfortable. I'll go ahead and get something for you guys to drink." As you guys do. He kind of looks back at you and he says, "Your friend all right?" He kind of like peeks over and stuff and kind of lifts up his head a little bit.
He got caught up.
Does he need something a little bit stronger to wake him up?
No, I think he just needs a good night's sleep. He kind of got caught up in.
He steps forward to you and he pulls at your cloak and he says,
Please
"You
don't
lose the accent. I can see right through it.
What do you mean?
I could tell the moment you came into the chamber that you met me that you're not from here.
So?
Means you can stop talking like that."
I don't know what you're talking about. You don't want me talking like that anymore.
No, I don't want you talking like that. As a DM, I do not like you talking like that anymore. I don't know if I can handle it. My other player, I'm like, okay, I've accepted him. I've accepted my other player who plays, and he's an old man. But I don't know if I can withstand her running through Methdoom. Yeah, that's too much for me. Yep. He says, "I'm gonna go get something to drink for you, and when I come back, then you can drop the hood." And with that, he walks off.
I'm gonna drop my hood. That would be suicide.
I think you'll find. I did notice that he seemed like he knew your disguise.
Okay, I suppose we could always kill him. I don't know. I'm like very hesitant. I'm in an area where fire genasi would not exactly
Survive.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there's not a lot of windows here. Let me get rid of toggle. And let me see what else I have on here. Oops, this should be. There we go. Cool. So all of a sudden, you can see the rustling coming from over here in the corner. Okay. Well, at least we got our guide from Mezzabarunzen. Kind of smiles at you.
Yeah, what exactly is that about?
Let me ask this question. Did you ever explain to Kwando that you have a vengeance for Drow?
Yeah.
You did?
I think so. I didn't tell him why. I think it's just so they wanted to kill a Drow.
He said, "Look, I assumed that you didn't have much of a desire to kill to a point. I mean, I think you were just out to kill specific Drow." So I assume this one is not in your radar? The one stirs a little bit.
The only good drow is a dead drow.
He looks over at the guy. So, what are you saying? You want to kill him?
I'm saying, I don't know what the heck you're thinking, bringing our mortal enemy in as our guy. Like, you're not gonna be able to trust a single thing he says. What exactly are you thinking? We're supposed to find a prisoner.
He's a prisoner.
He's a drow.
And then he kind of tells you the fact that, like, whenever he goes to the gate, he is somewhat of a prisoner. He's noticed him. He seems very intellectual and stuff. He seems very, he says to you, now look, I've noticed him down in the mouth of Methdoom. He seems very wise, and he seems to have an edge. Compared to the other one that was there, he would have ratted us out. He would have turned his back and ran. But this one right here has a purpose. Now, I know that he does not belong to the house of the outpost Drow. So he has to be a slave, obviously. I would assume his family was wiped out, and he is the only one left. Hmm? Well, try to do that. But what about lower caste? My wife read the book of Legend.
I don't.
I didn't.
That
I tried.
drow had the other drow as slaves, but usually you'll see there's like a drider as the shell and but yeah.
So basically, what I've read a little bit, I've kind of explored. We're taking a pause into the game just so that we can get on the same page.
Yes.
So basically, what I've read and stuff about the Drow and stuff is that there are high-ranking houses, and then there are other families that are not high-ranking. There are many families and many what's called, and optional wise is that this Drow has fallen into a slaveness because he's a lower family, and I'm assuming that his family were either killed or something happened to them.
He might be like, I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute since I've read the books.
Yeah. It's hard part because I never read the books and stuff, and she read the books.
Yeah.
And she was curious to go about Drow, and I was like, I don't know much about Drow, but I gotta study it.
Like with the whole wiping the family out, the unspoken rule is that they're supposed to kill each other, but if they're going to, then it has to be a complete annihilation.
Now, I'll say this though: what if because this is the way I wrote it wasn't a family trying to wipe out another family. It was some other circumstance in which his family was killed, not out of superiority, whatever else. But
that might work.
Like I said,
there are
if the city is big enough, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I put him as.
Okay, I thought you were saying like
his family was wiped out by another what's called. If he survived, it's slowly what's called.
Yeah, because
I know that rule.
Yeah.
So, and I respect that rule. I won't.
Yeah. So if there's one blood relative that's left alive, they can actually call to trial and say, "Hey, this family came in and attacked us."
I read it that far. Well, I read farther than that. I read Mudguard, but I understand that rule.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, you have to have no witnesses left behind. Because if there's one witness left behind, then your entire family will be killed because you murdered people.
Yep.
And that's wrong.
We'll see how well I play out this Drow. You're not gonna you're like, wait, time out. You're gonna be doing a lot of timeouts and stuff. You're like, Drow wouldn't do that. Drow wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but I'm not as much versed as I probably should be with things, but I do tend to be a little bit more like, it's wrong. How dare you destroy the lore that I know with my limited knowledge.
Yeah, that's what I don't want and stuff. I'm trying to be careful. Trying.
Okay. Anyway, uh,
I just was like, oh, this would be fun.
Drow. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna basically say to Kwando, like, I do not trust Drow at all.
Yep.
I am not going to trust a single word that he says. And if he tries,
Y'all don't know. You guys have seen it probably. Let me see if I can. Yep.
He is dead. Do you understand?
Hmm.
You don't care.
He says, look. I need to get into men's brothers as well as you do. We both have a purpose in there, and I would wish you would respect my decision to choose him.
I still think it's stupid.
He doesn't belong there in Manzelbarenzen. You can tell he's trying to escape. Just like any other slave.
I know nothing about him. All that I know is that... Actually, do I even know it's a drow? Time out. Rewind. I don't think I even know it's a drow, because you fed him the mushrooms and brought him out and you were with...
You're right.
So, completely disregard the whole conversation.
Yeah, disregard the whole conversation. We might as well call it a night. No. I'll tell you that the mushrooms have like starting to wear off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As you guys enter in what's called. He felt them a quarter of the what's called.
Just to get him through.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that conversation did actually. This guy's back.
I've been here.
No.
I've been here.
He's been listening in on our conversation.
All right then, niggas ready for. Gotta remember like voices.
He has more of a goblin-y voice, I think.
Okay. He ain't more of a guy. He says to you, he says, all right then, I think you, how's it goes?
It goes.
He says, you're probably wondering why I brought you over here, or why I've asked you. And he kind of looks over at the table and stuff, and you can see what appears to be more mushrooms. He hands you guys a couple cups. Drink up, it'll do you good. He kind of walks over to your friend and pours water into his mouth, and then he starts coughing. It'll be up soon. I mean, you guys can.
Sip my cup.
If you want to, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll. Yeah, insight. Or actually, let's do survival. Check and see what it's drinkable. That's before 13.
13. Cool. As you go to sip.
Oh, wait, no. I do get an advantage.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's better. 17.
17. As you go to look at the water and stuff, you can tell that it's somewhat clear, just very slightly muddy, and it has like little bits of like moss stuff floating through it and stuff. Okay. So this is safe. You don't have to worry. You take a drink and right, yeah.
Small sip.
It does not look bad. It does not look dangerous or anything like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll drink it.
Yeah. Kwando downs it. All right, then. I have something for you. I gave you all a fair trade. Both of you a fair trade.
Yes.
And I have more mushrooms, if you need them. But I need you to get something back for me.
What do you need?
He says... He smiles and he says, you agreed to do business with me, correct?
Yes. Although I don't like the way that that's sounding.
I
I just like look at him like.
that was
Do we need to leave Kwando. Like, this guy's a little.
He then says to you, I have something. I had something. In the Drow. And he kind of looks over at that one over there. He says, the Drow took it. And I want it back. Now you are going to get it from me, correct? Because the gates, the outpost, are right there. We're not too far away.
What is it?
I have not thought about it.
You give me a hard time.
One second. Give me like 20 minutes to kind of brainstorm. This is as far as I got. Come on.
And with that,
Yeah. So why would you ask those kind of questions? Shame on you.
I'm gonna give you a mission to go find something. Well, what are we supposed to find? I don't know. Something.
Yep. No, he tells you that it is a container. It is a chest and stuff. So basically what happens sometimes is the Drow really push on the people in the city in here and stuff, you know? And they require a lot from them and stuff. And they kind of rip them off. The Drow are very unpleasant. They have a lot of rule and a lot of control. And because he's in like somewhat of the scavier kind of peoples and stuff, he has to do run-ins and he has to go deal with them a lot of the times and stuff. So, I need something picked up from the outpost before they take it to Mensburrington. It is a chest that is very important to me, has some of my equipment. Something that is special to me that you don't need to know about, because I am the DM. But it is a chest, and it has important things in it. Family items.
Okay.
And you need to get them from me.
And
Is it agreed?
Yes. On the other side of the gate.
No.
Oh.
There is on your side of the gate, there is an entrance.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Because, yeah, we were just on that side and we're finally on this side. Yeah, to go back through.
Should I, and then he kind of turns around to the table and he says, should I pack you a sandwich to go? Or? And he starts grabbing things and putting things together and stuff.
No, I guess we're good. You good, Kwando?
Should we take a little bit of a break? Wait for this one to wake up? Hopefully it will help us, give us a better direction in getting into this.
Yeah, what's your name again?
Kisak.
Kisak. Okay.
My name's Kisak, yeah?
We might need a couple of hours to kind of recuperate. If that's okay with you. When are they traveling? They just started the trading process.
They just started the training process. Let's see, Kwando. They just started the training process. It'll take a little bit of time to get everything caged up and good to go.
Especially since we let them out.
Correct.
That was good.
So we got at least a day or two before. Correct. Kasek kind of looks and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and do some skill challenges with interactions. Okay. So he is mid. So we'll do a 12 DC. Okay.
Okay.
If you beat it and stuff, then you get to do something. My mind just blanked. When you get older, your mind just blanks. Doesn't always work when you're running games.
So you get to basically rest.
There will be benefits for you. Correct. The other thing that we are also doing is skill challenges. We're doing a little bit differently. Since my wife is just by herself, and skill challenges don't really work too well with just one person, she gets to use her friends. After, I think we'll do maybe after a rest, they regain their D8.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't have any help die then?
You don't have any health dice, no.
Okay.
But so whenever you roll for what we're doing is basically whenever she has to do a skill challenge, her NPCs that are her friends have start out with a D8 help dice, and she can use that D8 to kind of help her in these skills. Now, if she gets 5 over the DC, then she's able to give back that help dice, but it starts at a lower level. So it would be a D4 first, and then it would be a D6, and then a D8. Okay. So you'll kind of, I think we'll hopefully play it slow out, and you'll be able to see how that goes. But you can also utilize those skill successes for other things like items and things, okay?
Okay.
That I might try to do, okay?
You have a chat on Twitch.
Yay! We did it! We finally did it!
He wants you to hook up with him on Discord.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I will do. I will do. Cool.
Awesome.
Sorry, my mind is like blanking out again.
All right, so we're gonna do a skill challenge.
Yeah, we're gonna do a skill challenge. Let's do this. So you guys will get to experience and see how we're gonna be doing this. We ran it one time, the previous game before. A lot going on. It was our first time doing it, so we're gonna try to do it again. Once again, like I said, you can use the bonuses that you get. So if you roll higher for +5 to this skill challenge, you can either give it back to him and he starts at the base, or it can go to other things. Okay, so let's do it. It's a DC of 12. You just need 1 success.
Okay.
Okay.
So please.
He says, I don't know if I can have people stay here. He kind of looks out his window and stuff. And he says, those around here, they don't trust me very much.
Okay, so I'm gonna use trickery to try to lie to him, essentially.
Sure. Are you using Kwando's or no? Kwando's help dice.
I thought he didn't have.
Oh yeah, he didn't have one. You're right. So he doesn't have one.
I used all of them.
Oh yeah, that's right. You wish me to try. Never mind then. I guess it won't be trying.
I mean, I'll if you give it to me, I'll use it.
No.
Oh.
What did you say to him?
It's like, we really need some time to rest, because he took some pretty nasty hits with one of the creatures.
All right then. Since you rolled so low, and I did set the DC of 12. Gosh. Sorry, my neighbors don't trust me at all, and I hate them for I fear that they will rat me out about this. He says, you have until he wakes up. That's enough. That should be maybe like a short rest.
Okay.
No benefits at all. No help. Dice have been given since you failed.
I'm gonna get a D4.
I'll give you a D.
Actually, you said after.
After a rest, you get the D8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So basically, and stuff, if she would have been successful, she would have not gained anything. Okay, so if the DC was 12, I'm going to write it down so I can see, but not you guys. And if she succeeded, then she would have been able to maybe get somewhat of a benefit. Oh, yes, you can stay here. And he'd give you some temporary HP or something. Okay, but if she would have succeeded by 5, she would have been able to use that either for an item. Maybe she got another item on top of what she got, on top of that temporary. Or she could have put it toward Kwando and given him an additional help dice. So once he takes his long rest, or takes his rest, he would have gained that D8 help dice. Plus, he would have had now a D4 help dice. So I plan to actually buy you dice that match the colors of each of your guys, so that you kind of will know. And I'll be like, here you go. Here is Kwando's help 6 die. You just unlocked his. But yeah. Yeah. So.
Not that we watch Power Rangers or anything.
We watch a lot of Power Rangers. You know how expensive? I don't know what. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to pause the game once again to talk about how expensive Power Ranger Dino Charge. Huh? Dino Fury toys are. Like I can't I go to the store and I try to look for some, and I can't find any. You know. And then I go online and it's selling on eBay. Maybe because the Dino Fury is not. It's. I guess.
Well, the Dino Fury one is new. The original ones.
All I know is I want to get my kids morphers and swords and keys to do different things. So go back into the game. Unpause.
This is a news to me.
I've been looking. I've been like, because I looked just recently and stuff, and it was like 100 and something, 100 and like 70 for like a sword or something. I was like, that's ridiculous.
Well, on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't on eBay. I think it was on something else. I forget, but Etsy.
Go do some shopping. But anyway, yeah. Do we really want our kids running around with swords?
My daughter's more dangerous than my son. She is like she's beating him.
I know every time that we buy like any type of sword like thing, it doesn't last very long though.
No, it doesn't. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm willing to
We'll see.
$5.
I just enjoy the fact that like every single time I'm always like doing this to my son. I'm always like coming up to him and like, it's morphin' time.
Yeah.
And then he gets into it and he's like,
Yeah, all
Yeah.
you have to do is just say, I'm going to get you. And he's like, oh, it's time.
Yeah, and we start fighting and stuff.
Yeah. He's very much
5 years old too. I remember when I was yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back into it. Unpiles. Cool. Yeah. So if she would have been successful, this part of like recording is like turning your mind off, going from one thing to the next thing, get back into. So,
it's the fun part of life.
Yeah. So help dice. If she would have been successful by 5, she would have been able to give that help dice additional help dice. So when he takes his long rest, so when Kwando takes his long rest, he automatically gets a D8 to him and stuff to be utilized whenever she does skill challenges. But if, like I said, she would have been successful by 5 or even by 10, if by 10 she would have gotten 2, so she would have gotten the D4 and the D6. So you start off at the lowest one and then you go to the next one. So yeah, or she could have put it on this new guy, which she doesn't know the name of him yet.
I just know that the evil Drow and
yeah.
Sleep was one I opened Drow.
Kwando kind of looks at you and he says, "Right then, well, this might be good for us to figure out the situation for Tyler then."
Well, we're going to be in the outpost.
And then all of a sudden you hear a voice that say, the outpost. No. Where am I? And then he kind of looks up at you and he's, who are you? Where am I? And with that, we'll end the show. If you only knew how much my wife hates the Drow. My wife, Zira.
Zira hates the Drow with every fiber of her being. And, well, she might not be stupid about it. Like, I didn't try to kill all the Drow that were on the other side, even though it was very tempting. Hence the reason why we were trying to let things loose. Like, oh, maybe some Drow will get squished in the process, right? But yes, any chance, any opportunity that she has, she will take down some Drow if she's able to. Because she's kind of blinded by her anger.
And with that, he wakes up. And then Kwando says to him, "It's about time you woke up. I have to get his name right. Ilzarin is. Just give me some time, guys. Give me some time. Okay. It's about time. It's about time you woke up, Ilzarin." And he kind of picks him up. I have to figure out how it was spelled. I actually looked up the name. I usually like come up with my own names and stuff, but this one I kind of looked up and stuff and was like, "Oh yeah, give me a name. Let's see what it." And I was like, "Yeah, I call it Ilzarin." I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, "That's wrong." Ilzarin.
Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy. Ilzarin. I don't know if I made a bad choice on the name.
Yeah, maybe we could just edit button. Just edit.
Kwando says, "It's about time you woke up, Ilzarin. We need to get into the Drow outpost." And he kind of looks and he says, Where am I? Catch me!" And then he runs to what's called, "Please tell me I'm on the other side." And he looks out the window.
I'm just standing there with my hands like on the shafts of my or on the handles of my swords, like ready to draw. He's moving too fast for my liking. Running around.
Yep.
I'm just like,
Kwando kind of looks at you and says, "Don't worry, I'll do all the talking to him. You don't have to." Zarin, do you know how to get to the outpost entrance from Methdoom? You're one of those creatures who, I'll take that sandwich now. The fellow says, "Too late, your time is up.
I'm just gonna like draw my
Please don't look out the window again."
and march over to the Drow. You are going to help us get into the outpost. You are going to help us get into the city if you value your life.
He smirks and he says, "They'll kill you and they'll kill your family too."
They are.
And then he kind of grimaces, looks, and then he says, "What business do you have with them?"
My business is my own. But you will help us.
He kind of looks at you kind of oddly and he says, and he steps up closer to you and he says, "What problem?" Or,
I'm going to raise my blade.
and then his blade is up to his throat.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Problem with me, do you?" And then he looks at Kwando. Kwando looks at him. The guy looks at him. It looks all right, are you going to do this or what? Are you going to just...
Stay down, Drow.
You're lucky. And he steps back from your blade.
No, I think you're the lucky one.
Gosh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun to roll. You're going to have to travel with him all the way to Ranson?
I know. I mean, I have a bad habit of like people becoming part of my crew, and then I have a hero complex and have to take care of my crewmates. So we'll see what happens with this Drow. He's gonna have to work really, really hard though to earn my trust and my respect and everything. But who knows? See, that or I'll just end up killing him.
I have an option now. I might want to choose instead. No, I won't do it. Yeah. Sometimes I get like story flavors in my mind, but then I'm like, no, I shouldn't do that. That sounds dangerous. Cool. And we're going to go ahead and end it there. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
There's so many things I want to know what's called say. I'm so dumb because I like watch videos and stuff that talk about how to like in your videos do this, do that, stuff like that.
Should have it like
like my hand, yeah. Yeah. Hope that you guys enjoyed. We continually do this and stuff. This was actually a really nice night for us being able to do this and stuff. Usually we would run our Friday nights with our group, doing our group game. Because they couldn't make it today, we just decided to do our little game here. Which is, like I said, it's always fun whenever we get to play, me and my wife. We enjoy it. Yeah, go check out what Coach is doing and stuff, and we look forward to continuing making content with him. Yeah. And yeah, if you guys haven't, go check out our show. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're gonna try to keep to a normal schedule and stuff. Usually Wednesdays, but that has been changing gradually back and forth. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see about this week Wednesday. I know it's going to be a really busy schedule, but if I load myself up with enough sugar and caffeine, it might work. But yeah, usually Wednesday nights we play just the two of us, and then Friday nights we have our group. But yeah, it's always fun.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, thanks you guys all for whoever has been in the watching the live and stuff. You know, I appreciate it and stuff, and always welcome to say hi. Wave your hand or whatever and stuff if you're listening or watching and stuff. We appreciate it. If you have something to say, whatever, go for it and stuff. We always enjoy that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking forward to it. And we're almost gonna hit our 100, so we're gonna celebrate. My wife told me I need to make a shirt or something and give it away, so we might do that.
Yep.
But yeah.
If you're one of our subscribers, let us know.
Yeah.
Jackson says, "Good night."
Yeah. Good night. Okay. Off. Off.